Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Paul DeVries of New York Divinity School, and I am tremendously honored to be part of this program of the 106th World Day of Migrants and Refugees. And many thanks and honor to Barrister Dr. Ugoji Eze, who organized us together last year with a great event at Faith Exchange in Lower Manhattan. And this year in this virtual meeting, we're thrilled to be a part of it. I appreciate also the very important comment that Pope Francis made, a reminder that people, millions, tens of millions of people are being forced like Jesus Christ to flee. And that reminds us both of the tragedy of terrible dictator Herod's attempt to kill Jesus by killing all the boy babies in the Bethlehem area, all the boy babies 2 or under, but at the same time, and to honor his statement that whenever we help people in need, we are doing it for him. Now, there's a huge theme throughout the Bible that says something similar, or even the same thing. So I draw your attention to an amazing chapter, Leviticus 25, where we have a great teaching about caring for one another through the Jubilee cycle and really appreciating and defending each other's liberty. In fact, the very verse that's on the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, that was on there for 20 years before even 1776, that verse is an empowering verse. Liberty is not just do what you want to do, but in that context of Leviticus 25:10, it means that we empower people to really be free to succeed and to achieve. Opportunities have to be open to everybody. And the text says, proclaim liberty throughout the land to all the inhabitants, not just to all the citizens. So there is a strong emphasis on empowering people through having access to property and economic opportunity, which the whole chapter is about. And how to deal with economic crises, too. I encourage you to read Leviticus 25. And one thing that is emphasized is be fair to one another as citizens of, in this case, of Israel, of the new Israel in the Promised Land. And this was instruction that God gave to Moses while they were still in the wilderness. And the word used here is sometimes translated brothers, but I'd like to use the word citizen. Fellow citizens, be sure to be fair to your fellow citizens is a theme throughout this. But at the same time, there's an awareness that there are sojourners. There are people that live among them that were not citizens, that were not really part of the Jewish nation, and looking forward to the operation of the nation in the Promised Land. God gave these very important directions to care for those that are not citizens as well as you care for the citizens, to really honor the humanity, not using citizenship as a way of depriving people, but helping people on the basis of a shared humanity. So the first time that citizens and sojourners are talked about in the same sentence actually comes even before the Liberty Bell quote, where God says to Moses that you must treat the sojourners well, even in times of risk, even in times when there is no crop, to treat the sojourners as well as you treat citizens. But curiously, in response to the chance that there's some people that are looking out for the sojourners more than their fellow citizens, and you know how that can be. sometimes we can really be upset with, have a bad attitude toward our fellow citizens or even fellow family members that we don't have to neighbors that we're not related to or not even citizens. So it's curious that twice in verse 35 and verse 39, God says to Moses, be sure the people, and God tells Moses to tell the people, be sure to take care of the sojourners as well as you take care of the citizens. So the ultimate citizenship is in God's family, God's principles, and that means we take good care of people. And there are maybe legal issues and citizenship issues, but let's be sure we honor the humanity of every person when we relate to migrants and refugees. And God help us. Amen?